Open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
What is on your mind, Cayman? If you are ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, welcome and thank you very much for joining us. Another magnificent Monday's edition of Talk Today as we invite you to be a part of our discussion. We may have some friends from the DLP join us for the first, 35 minutes or thereabouts. If not, it'll be open line by 1 o'clock as we celebrate the month of the elderly. We get a chance to chat, with some of the ambassadors in studio and on the line. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
Avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Email Talk Today at candw.ky. Let your voice be heard.
And now, back to Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, Radio Cayman Talk Today.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And how was your weekend? What did you get up to? Well, if you had a chance to go and see Matt Brown's play, a phenomenal creative, not just as a director and producer, but a writer. So if he would allow us to publicly acknowledge, as he said at the closing credits, give flowers while the people can appreciate them. I think Matt is not only diligent, determined, and dedicated. He has a strong intellect, ambition, and insightful, creative mind, and above all, an amazing sense of humor. If you saw it, there's a lot of good social commentary, not just an opportunity to look within and laugh, but to recognize sometimes that much unfolds and we take it for granted. But sometimes, like the wonderful Calypsonian, and any of the Calypso music, but in particular, Sparrow, when they commentary through music, not unlike the artists who will paint or draw, or the sculpture, or the poet, even, the biographer. Once is an accurate reflection and depiction of what has transpired, but most importantly, what is transpiring in a society then and there. Sometimes we don't want to see it, acknowledge it. Sometimes we don't recognize how it passes us by, and we're so much caught up in what's going on that is only in hindsight that we go, oh, that was what was happening. Ray Banker reminds us of much in the same lake. And again, to Matt Brown, it was a wonderful evening to be his guest, to sit in the audience with a fully packed house. The Harkwell indeed came alive, and for my companion, for all who sat, Miss Phyllis just right to us. It was just amazing to sit around people and to recognize that unlike the supermarket or a funeral, this was the first time you saw so many of us reflected in and around. So a big thanks to the phenomenal team, the cast, and as Matt shared, all those behind the scenes to help it come to life. Live theater is always fun. I remember a good friend sharing an opportunity where she saw Miss Saigon, and in the that large metropolitan area and that famous theater, and they had like a helicopter, and she was taken by the set design. Now this is a big budget production in a big metropolitan area with names that are very recognizable even to those of us who are not theater goers as they were. But to just be seated in the audience from a small island and to watch that unfold, and then to come to whether it's the old days of the town hall when we watch Rundown, to those who will go back to, Mr. Jeff and the others as part of the in theater, to watch playwrights like Dr. Frank McFeel, not just as a sociologist but as a social commentator, and to see where we are today. I didn't get a chance to reach out to him. Brent McLean did a song, I think it was, 24 years ago, part of, was it the 2000 election? And he said, no vote for you. And for some of us, we probably think that was a misplaced critique. Perhaps it may have caused many to feel slighted, for others to have had a sense of offense. But if we don't allow ourselves to be critiqued by ourselves, then how can we grow? How can we know? But worse, when others are disparaging, disrespectful, when we are displaced and marginalized, and we're just smiling and waving as it were, that doesn't do any good to anybody. Well, the arts can inform, they can instruct, they can sometimes, cause us to, with a great sense of incision, make the necessary, no pun intended, cuts that are needed. Well, we can talk about that if you want. There were some things that should emanate from such a performance, not just the laughter and the banter and the camaraderie and the fellowship that we had, but perhaps the critique and constructive criticism that should emanate from things that are contemporary. Don't let it be relegated to the annals of history and for you to decide, generation from here that we have failed and found wanting. As Blajwal reminds us, woe be unto us if we are the reasons for their unanswered prayers. Future generation, health, wealth, success, sobriety, in every sense, is very much dependent on whether we are good stewards, and let us be that. So I want to hear from you. 949-8037, 949-6990. You can WhatsApp call. That's a 925-32621. But you have to use that app, that WhatsApp app. Is that how you say that, Miss Susan? The app, that WhatsApp app? Almost sound like a bad song after a long night. Or you can, do a voice note. You can send us a message. I got good friends who text to speak. Sometimes the diction works out nice, but it's not just here. I was watching a thing, and although I will spell it T-H-I-N-G, I will deliberately and consciously say T-I-N-G, because, as Mr. Paul reminds me, a little thing and thing now and then is not a bad thing. It's good to be able to recognize the importance of preserving, not just promoting, but also protecting your colloquialisms. We've allowed the Cayman landscape to be changed so much that even the physical, not just the beach erosion and the like, to be a problem, but the names of places and people have been changed. Some so that they can be reflected in a more positive way. But if you know good in life, you can't be much better when you're not, right? So 949-8037, 949-6990. If you didn't know, Miss Susan's in charge. She's the boss at large, and she'll make it happen. If you call and she likes how you sound, she'll put you, no, that's not true. She'll put you through when you call. We're going to hear from you as we share together. What are we doing, Miss Susan? What are we doing? No, she says it's a good caller, but I had to hold on. Hold tight. We take the break, and we come back and we'll take the calls. Stay tuned for Talk.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The DVDL Customer Support Unit is now open. Customers can book appointments for written and driving tests through DVDL's hotline at 945-8344. That's 945-8344.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
You ready, Miss Susan? There we are. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Let's go to the phones. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, where did you go for that second?
I would tell you, but you might want to come.
All of those fancy electronics you all got in that room, they're still giving you all problems?
No, man. No.
That's worse than the, I call it the White House that we got here down on Mary's, on, what is the street called? Edward Street. You got one camera in there and microphones that they got to keep turning away from each other, or they turn them. If they're talking, sometimes you can't even hear what they're saying. They refuse to wear mics on their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, Sterling, the things they live alone.
Well, that's a good thing. Hopefully, the longer we live, the more we learn. The more we live, the longer we get to live and learn.
Exactly, Sterling. What I'm going to say, I know everybody's going to ask me where I come up with these things from, and if I go wrong with me, and where do I find something to do. But Sterling, I was watching the weather that went into Tampa, and all of their what do you call them? Their service people that came in to do everything that was possible to help the people there in Tampa and the rest of the Florida area. Sterling, you know, and everybody who live here know that we live with a circle of water around the still set. What is it, 6 square mile island? Okay? And I want to ask today, what are we doing for the future, for our weathers and our climate change, to know that we are surrounded by water? And what protection that is out there that any government, I'm not just blaming this one, every past and future and present government, what are they doing to enhance the people of these islands in case of anything so detrimental? I'm not even going to talk about Ivan, because Ivan was a touch of the iceberg, and let me tell you, we all survived through Ivan. But Milton, to the Florida area, is a wake-up call for any part of the world, and especially in these Caribbean islands that are surrounded by water. The equipment that they have in America to go and save someone's lives in their home or on their rooftop, I don't even know we have a fraction of an inch of any of those things here on our island. They think I'm talking garbage, but I am talking serious this afternoon. And I'm talking in reality of what's happening in the hurricanes and the global warming that we have throughout the whole world. Sterling, we got people on this island that probably can't even swim. Every time hurricane season comes, They're told, well, cut down your trees and get your food and your flashlights and your batteries and the yakety yak and yakety yak, yakety yak.
Mm-hmm.
We got to Red Cross there. I do not know what equipment that they have in there and how much they have for the amount of people that we have living on this island, that they're so crying that they want they want this 100,000 and they probably there or over already. I don't know. We're not going to know either because we ain't got nobody that in the brains that's going to come and tell us that we marked the 100,000 people. You understand?
Uh-huh.
And that's not including pregnancy when they are here to make the population continue to grow. So what I'm saying is, I haven't heard. I'm going to call Al name. I know Al doesn't mind. When Al Sukkot was in government, some years ago up here in Newlands, he was giving out life vests to his community up here in Newlands. That's the first I ever heard of anybody getting up in a life vest in the community. And I still have some Al life vests here at my house. Okay?
Right.
I gave away one or two, but I still have some. But every time hurricane comes, you never hear anyone stating that we have these life vests if they are needed. They say at Red Cross they have this little container there, has the little things in it, you know, little first aid stuff and blah, 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 and it's a bucket you can use if it's necessary. All that is good and well, Sterling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about saving lives on an island that they are looking for 100,000 people, and we don't even know if we made the mark yet over or still a bit under. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You understand where I'm coming from?
I'm listening to you.
And we got to take this serious. We have to take this serious because the equipment, they even had a very floating bed and the rescue there in Tampa the other day.
Mm-hmm.
That it was holding and it was being glide on the water and people on it. I mean, Sterling, there's nothing wrong with helping our countries, you know. I don't have any problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to start taking care of home.
Mm-hmm.
We should have a storeroom here. The practical side of this island to say that we got so much different stuff in our place, in our storeroom, that we can go and say, you know what? How many families in your house? How many can swim? 5 can swim and 5 can't swim.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have sufficient, give them the 10. You understand? But I doubt very much is 10 people in a home today, no more than a lot of people who came from elsewhere that is bunking up in 12 and 6s and 8s and so forth in an apartment. Hey, that's their life. They can live like that. I can't live like that. And I wasn't raised up like that. And I hope that time never comes, that we ourselves have to go and bunker up in that category. But water is a dangerous something. It is dangerous, you know. So I just asking today, we got the year almost coming to an end, election around the corner. All kind of things is coming out now in these meetings in the House and passing this law and that law. And you're not hearing anything that is substantial for the people that needs a job. We got over 300 children graduated. Where they got to be going, we don't have a clue. What kind of work will be there for them? Are they going to continue schooling? We don't know as yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the vision that we have on this island, Sterling, it is very dim. And it seems like every government that we get, they see a one fraction of an inch of that vision.
Mm-hmm.
And they forget that, and it goes on to another something and look into that and fix that and do that and come back to us when we are so limbo and discouraged that we do not even want to say, you know what? Get out of my yard. Get out of my life. I want nothing to do with you all. But Sterling, I say that to say this, in regardless of that, everybody still needs somebody. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Our pride drops us to a level at some point in time that we need to say everybody needs somebody.
Yeah. We all
follow me.
See, we're built, you know, for fellowship, for companionship, right? And I guess on a personal level, one of the things I don't like that I see evolving is that we're separating each other. We're being divided along every possible avenue, from ethnicity to economics to education to our wealth, our politics, our religion. Just being divided, and worse. I mean, I think is what I found so egregious, about this endeavor in the last few years. And for me, sometimes I have to wonder if it wasn't deliberate and conscious with the intent to not just manipulate, but to destroy the minds of many. When we talked about remaining, apart, even after seeing the impact of it. Think of that loved one who is passing, and you can't touch that person because of whatever reason. You have them cocoon in some, hermetically sealed space. As a parent, you want to touch that child. As a child, you want to touch that parent. And sometimes that physical touch, isn't it what our physicians had said not long ago, that if we can get the person out of the surgery successfully and home into that familiar, loving environment, they may heal not just better but faster.
Yes.
So we come in, we are loving, I almost want to say ignorant people, right, who have been imbued with a sense of authority and power to say nonsense, and we sit there lapping it up like fools, right? And to your point, if I can be allowed to share it, not because I won't say it, but because some people wouldn't be willing to critique it constructively. Go back to what you shared. If there is an impending disaster, we as a community, as the citizens in the community, should not rely on some agents or some government or some appointed person to decide and dictate how we're going to respond to assist each other, right? I champion the notion of the CERT teams. I look at what I'm hearing coming to the parts of the U.S. where the citizens, not waiting on the state or federal government, but they are mobilizing those who have heavy equipment, those who have specialist skills, whether they're in the adjoining state in the U.S. or they're a few states over, and they're coming and they're assisting, and they're not waiting. A friend of mine shared, in one of the Nordic countries, and this was decades ago, visiting friends over there. There was a landslide of sorts. He gave it much more detail, and this is 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, the house comes, alive. They were up that evening having a little libation with a wonderful meal. People were sleeping soundly, and this thing happened, and everybody got up and went with whatever personal tools they had, shovels and whatever, and they cleared the roadway so that before the sun come up, it was cleared and passable, and all could get to work or to school. Didn't have to wait for the authorities to be summoned. That was their culture, their understanding, their expectation, the way they worked. And he offered to help, and they're like, no, you're a guest, He's like, well, no, man, where I come from, I earn my keep, I help, I can't see things and not help. What do I do? And why I emphasize that, if your culture, if your society is one that responds as we were, right? I want to say we still are, but as we were, we don't wait for government, we don't wait for assistance. Look at what we did after Ivan. And if each of us can get, and this is where again we hear about the practice of Switzerland and other jurisdictions, but instead of us creating this military run around with guns and high-powered scopes and skilled snipers, put real skills in the hands of people who know how to desal water and do first aid and triage, and the real things that help people in times of need. Don't put them in fatigues and uniforms and armored cars and run around the street with some moron who probably feel empowered because he has now this thing that he don't know how to use, whether it's a big piece of equipment or a gun, and that is infuriating. And we sit down and take it, and that's worse.
Yes, it is, Sterling. And to say all what you say, I agree with you 100%.
Well, thank you.
The fact of the matter is, we got so many people here now on our island. We got some here who cares and helps, and some that don't care. And sure, we need to work together.
Right.
But then again, we got a thing. I feel that we got something going on here now that I'm gonna help my people. To heck with the other people. But we all on one small baby island. And don't get me wrong now. You will find some that will come out and help. Yeah. And you will find some that once they are safe where they are, they don't give a rat.
But what's happening too, though?
They don't give a rat.
Yeah.
Huh?
You just shared it, right? We are all here. And if we think back to Ivan, for those who were here or who, hear honestly what transpired, and we understand from our parents and grandparents who have been through other events, not just during World War II when there was a curfew, whatever little kerosene lamp you had on the shoreline, they made sure that all lights were out at sundown so that it was invisible, to recognize that, I honestly didn't enjoy geography, partly because of the teacher, right? It was about going on the blackboard and he writing down, you had to copy down, and you weren't allowed to think. The economics class next door encouraged thought, independence of thought, constructive thinking, right? Two different classes. Given a choice between the two, there was no choice to take. But geography, in little I remember, came on is right here. Germany is a good ways away. It takes me a couple of days to get there, probably, if I had to swim, right? And yet the German U-boats were in our waters. And to understand that when Cayman and Caymanians responded to the war effort in their pursuit of freedom and democracy, we did it then, we're doing it now. But the difference is that we're not standing in the gap. We're allowing people to browbeat, to bully, right? And who can't bribe, they find a way to malign. And that's not who I am, and that's not who you are, and that's not who we are, and that's not the stock that we come from. And somebody, sometime right now, need to wake up, whether it's the highly elected official or appointed official or somebody because he got $2 little in the bank and may be considered a billionaire or whatever. Listen, we all blood, bone.
And Sterling, the hurtful part about it, this supposed to be working for us, not be working for them. You understand?
Yeah.
And we the people who help them get that paycheck that they're getting.
Yeah.
And we, as the majority of us, is so left behind. And I just want to say the Cayman, the Caymanian, we need to wake up.
Yeah,
and we need to wake up fast.
Well,
we need to wake up fast.
We need to recognize that, as you said earlier as well, that we have a lot of people here who mean well. It doesn't matter if they go back generations, if they've been here decades, if they've only been here for a short time. But there are some that fall in those categories that don't know their elbow from their whatever they say, and some who have there's no heart, there's no soul, there's no spirit, right? Anyway, we got a break to take, and maybe it's only Monday and I still got a job at least to the end of the year. Anything else you want to say?
Darling, our seniors residents that they have here that like nursing homes, right? Those people are working there, goes to the grocery store and does the grocery shopping for these places, right? And when you go into the grocery stores, they are pulling all 2 and 3 grocery carts full of groceries. I said before in your station, why is it that this stuff is not being bought in bulk and put in a pantry? Then someone is there when these people come and select what they need for their senior citizen home, seniors that is in the old people homes that needs this food. Why is it that we don't have a pantry that they can go there and get their stuff, and the stuff can be ordered in bulk from Foster's and whoever else it has to be ordered from, instead of going to Foster's and their other grocery store and pulling 2 and 3 grocery carts full of groceries, 6 gallons of fresh milk, and so forth and so forth. Why is it not being bought in bulk? That's what I can't understand.
Yeah.
And Sterling, I'm going to let you go, but I want to ask you one question. You can answer when you come back after your break. When you have your trees in your yard and they are hanging in someone else's property, I want you to answer this after you come back. Is there a law that if someone's tree is hanging in your yard, it is your responsibility to reap from it? And if you don't want to reap from it, it is your responsibility, I say twice, to cut the tree down because you just want it in your hanging in your yard. You answer that when you come back for me, please.
I will try to voice an opinion. Thank you very much for that. Enjoy your afternoon, okay? Always a pleasure to hear from you. Little with great passion, sense of love for the country, and maybe we can draw from her strength. All right, let's pause and take this break. And help me to answer that question when we come back.
The rich flavors of Italy just arrived at Subway. Say ciao to the Italianos. Our 3 new Subway series recipes, carefully crafted with an Italian flair. Try the Hot Shot Italiano for an enticing and zesty touch. The tastier than ever ultimate BMT, generously stuffed with a mix of ham, pepperoni, and salami. Or go all in with the creamy chicken bacon Alfredo. New Subway series Italianos. Chef-crafted greatness in every bite. Elevate your game only at Subway. Delizioso.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Hey, welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us. And at 1 o'clock, as we get a chance to share, as we celebrate a month of our elderly under the theme Aging Out Loud, we still have some few minutes of open line. And a wonderful lady just, left us with a question. Anybody has an answer? Thinking about it, she shares, your tree overhanging. Well, let's go to the phones and see. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hi, good afternoon, Dwayne.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing good. I hope you had a good weekend.
I tried to. I think I had an exceptional weekend, but what about you?
Mine was pretty quiet. Very, very quiet. A little rain, so that was relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to catch the end of the show on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But you had so many callers lined up, so I wasn't able to. But I wanted to just give a quick little personal feedback on the discussion about the marijuana being decriminalized. I wanted to say that I am really, really thrilled that this is fine. I don't know if I'm going to get the popularity vote, but that's really neither here or there. We win some, we lose some, and there's people for and there's people against. But honestly, Cayman needs to catch up with many other jurisdictions in the world in the direction that we're going. And I am going to say that I am for decriminalization of a certain percentage of marijuana. I'm glad that it finally has gotten on the ballot and giving the voting public the opportunity to have a say on this issue. I know MP Panton spoke some time ago on the differences between decriminalization and legalization, and so did MP Brian, coming on Radio Cayman some time ago also. Not saying who spoke for or against, I'm just saying they spoke.
Mention, yes.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to, I don't remember if anyone said it on Friday, but I just wanted to be clear where it says the definition of decriminalization is the process, and I'm reading from an English UK dictionary. Decriminalization is the process through which the legislature removes criminal sanctions against an act, omission, article, or behavior which is considered a crime. So decriminalization means it would remain illegal, but the legal system would not prosecute a person for that act.
Right.
So that is important for people to bear in mind when we have this on the ballot and we're considering.
Right. So what does that mean then? I mean, is it that in your mind that's an incremental step? We got to decriminalize it if and when we would want it legalized. We got to take that interim step, or why can't we just go straight to legalizing if that's what we want?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to try to answer the question. For me, my definition would be to legalize marijuana. It's an extensive thing. There's a lot of components to consider, and legalizing means legalizing. What they're trying to do, from what I understand, is just decriminalize a certain amount. I'm assuming my interpretation is for personal use. Because of the effects that come to our people being caught with substantial amounts of marijuana, say, to be quite frank with you, a spliff or a little personal size, amount. I don't know if that's answering your question.
No, I hear you. And the reason, and I appreciate you sharing what you did, because I think what, again, it highlights is that I don't know about anybody else, but I have a whole lot of questions about it. I'm not on this side or that side. And for me, it's deliberate, conscious questioning to ensure that whatever transpires is in the best interest. I'm thinking about all of us, especially the young mind. I'm also thinking about the person that can be subjected to heavy authority and unnecessarily punitive sanctions because of a level of either purported or imputed discretion given to some, right? And if, for instance, we will go to a point of legalizing something, but the ill effects of it still remain on the person, decriminalize, legalize makes no difference, right? So where is the education, and where is the level of a very succinct question that, when answered, is instructive? So to me, this is, I guess an analogy would be, we created the University College of Cayman as UCCI. My understanding, the argument then was that had to be an interim measure because we couldn't go to a university. Now, that made no sense then. It makes less sense now. And this could be similar. I'm deliberate and being very, very evocative in asking us, let us get this thing right because we're playing with people's lives.
Yes. I want to say this as I was listening to you talking. I want to say this, and you are a highly intelligent person. I remember you in school.
Thank you.
But our brains kind of think different.
Yeah.
And so while I was listening to you, what was formulating in my mind is, let's say, for example, when we were considering same-sex rights, right? We come down to human rights. I personally believe that everyone has the right to love whoever they want to love and engage, as long as it is not imposing on or infringing on the rights of others. So I can't say yay or nay if same-sex relationships are right or wrong, but I won't condemn it either, because everybody has their rights to live their life how they want to live it and be happy, right? And have certain rights as that's a whole other discussion. But for me, this just came to my mind. It's kind of similar. Like, I feel when we have alcohol, which has been proven statistically to be a bigger issue, a more detrimental product to our people, our young people, society. It causes more deaths. It causes people to do more outside of their character, act in certain ways and behaviors and so forth. If we're going to say, okay, we're going to give the public a right to, in their own confines of their private space, be allowed to smoke or use marijuana. I mean, cigarette has been proven to be a worse product than marijuana.
Yeah.
Statistically, and I'm going to speak on this more personally on my own, but I just want to say, I hear what you're saying, Dwayne, and I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
There needs to be more education on it.
Indeed.
But,
I want to get... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, I'm trying to respect you and Miss Susan, but go ahead. A big Miss Susan for another second. Just, we get the news late. Yeah. I apologize, Miss Susan. Finish your thought.
Yeah, you don't have to agree yea or nay with me, but we all know if people take and do their research, and I don't smoke marijuana, but I have grown up around it, and I've seen positive effects of it, where it's more beneficial in a manner of to someone's character than alcohol and cigarettes and health and so forth.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that I support I support them putting it on the ballot. I support that the government wants to decriminalize it, and I also understand the difference in not legalizing it altogether.
Okay.
And I think the government will still be making money. I forgot the word right now. Generating revenue through the system with prosecuting people. But to decriminalize it in a certain portion, it will do a lot of benefit for people who get criminal records. Because of something so small, when the rest of the world is already going ahead with these things.
Well, let's pick it up again, right? Thank you, and I'll and apologize to listeners. We could take the news late, and that's on me. But I want you to be able to share what you had. Right? A couple of things I'll ask you. One, the caller prior was asking about tree cutting. I know you're a scholarly researcher, so maybe you'll find that and send that to me, so I can give an exhaustive answer. If not, I'll give a cursory one. But also to Mr. Elvis McKeever's point in terms of the quality control. Maybe our measures need to be implemented such that we can ensure that what is grown, consumed, and used here is of the highest quality in terms of the health and not the impact because it's laced with this, that, or the next, including formaldehyde. And then the last thing, with that personal use, look at the person who will smoke a pack a day versus a person who may smoke 3 or 4 packs a day. All right, we're going to pause and take that break, but when we come back, honored to be able to welcome some of the ambassadors for our Month of the Elderly. Join us right after.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Dwayne Ebanks. The UK is introducing electronic travel authorization for visitors who currently do not need a visa for short stays or transit. ETAs linked to passports grant permission to travel to the UK. British Overseas Territory citizens and Irish citizens do not need an ETA. The rollout occurs in 2 stages, from the 27th of November for eligible non-Europeans and from the 5th of March 2025 for eligible Europeans. An ETA is not a visa and does not permit entry. Those needing longer stays must still apply for a visa. For more information, visit gov.uk. In regional news, in Guyana, police are investigating the murder-suicide of 2 Venezuelan nationals found dead at their home in the capital on Saturday. Eunice Zamora Castro, 25, had 14 stab wounds, while her 60-year-old husband, known as El Tio, had 9 stab wounds to his chest. The couple lived in a 2-story house with other Venezuelan nationals. A witness reported that Eunice had recently told him she did not want to be with him due to his jealousy. El Tio then attacked her with a knife. Police found Eunice's body on the ground and El Tio hanging from the roof. Both were pronounced dead at the scene, and investigations are ongoing. In Jamaica, Everland Warmington of the Jamaica Labour Party accused the RJR Gleaner Communication Group of trying to tarnish Prime Minister Andrew Holness's reputation. Despite the Press Association of Jamaica condemning the attacks on press freedom, Warmington insisted that the media group aims to oust Holness and the JLP. Warmington urged JLP supporters to defend Holness, noting past prime ministers were also targeted. The PAJ condemned misinformation and reaffirmed its commitment to ethical journalism and media independence, rejecting any attempts to politicize or intimidate media practitioners. That's your latest headlines. I'm Jevy Ebanks.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Holroy Eric Lorenzo Walton was born on August 13, 1936 in Bogisan, Cayman Brac, contributing significantly to the culture and heritage of Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Holroy, affectionately known as Roy, was a gifted and artistic seaman whose natural talents emerged at a young age. His early education at Spot Bay Elementary School showcased his creativity, earning him recognition for his excellent artwork and setting the stage for a lifetime of artistic achievement. He crafted wall plaques, jewelry, and other items from local materials which became sought-after souvenirs. His detailed engravings were presented to dignitaries, including a turtle shell engraved for Her Majesty the Queen. Roy's contributions also included creating signage for local businesses and commemorating lives through tombstone engravings. His commitment to preserving and celebrating Caymanian heritage was evident in his work and community involvement.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Can you hear me now? Well, I'm just so honored to be able to be seated in this studio for many reasons. And I think when we look across the table, sometimes when we see people, we get inspired. But we get to appreciate that sense of the love that Christ has for all of us. And I don't know what anybody else, but sometimes I think I'm the biggest sin in the room, especially when I'm the only one. There could be a thousand. But when we have people who are, spiritually imbued and they remind us that we have much to give, and we get a chance to celebrate not just a day, but for some of us every day, but for some specifically a month in the year. to show the love and the respect that we have for those who have a few years in our senior. It is good. So as we talk about aging out loud, maybe, Miss Wesley, we can chat with you first, because for me, it's a sobering reminder that as much as we think that we love and care and honor our parents, there are times when we're impatient with them. There are times when we want to do right for them and right by them, but it's not that we don't love, it's just that we're frustrated. Not that we want to be frustrated, but so how do we make sure we take time to smile? So for you, welcome, Mom. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Sterling, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be at your show this afternoon.
Yeah.
Older Person Month 2024 theme, Age Out Loud. October, a month to celebrate our older persons. When our older persons thrive, when they are engaged and share their gifts, stories, experience, and wisdom with all generations, our whole society benefits. But Sterling, before I continue, I haven't said my name, Sterling. I'm Tempora Wesley, social worker from the Department of Children and Family Services.
¿Cómo se llama?
Tempora Wesley.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
We don't say that. He asked me how old I am. And I'm of a legal age.
Listen, this is the laughter and the love that we have with our friends from DCFS. I want to wish that Miss Cassandra could have joined us, right? But to you and through you, so that our listeners would have, we're going to have, hopefully join us by phone, Mr. McLean.
Yes.
So we'll hopefully welcome in a bit. You know, with Miss Wanda Tatum, with her other engagements, couldn't join us as well.
Yes, she couldn't, yes.
But one of the other ambassadors in the studio.
Yes, we're going to introduce her later.
Okay. I don't want to steal your thunder.
Yes, we're going to do that. But I want to share with our audience that this is the Department of Children and Family Services that is here, especially the Older Person Month Committee. Age Out Loud, which is our theme, is the season for letting go of perfectionism and let in more joy. It is the season to celebrate the power of small steps. Aging boldly and with confidence. Aging doesn't make you irrelevant. Age out loud. Emphasize the ways all the adults are living their lives with boldness, with confidence and passion, while serving as an inspiration to people of all ages. So when we want to redefine thought of aging so that we can continue to move away from attitudes of ageism. Through this theme, we hope to inspire all who are aging to challenge any biased views of aging and appreciate being older. That's what we want.
Yes.
Yes. Aging out loud means recognizing that life gets richer when we accept and embrace the journey and process of aging. Last program, we Ms. Cassandra shared that the Cayman Islands 2021 census statistics show that we have 5,602 persons aged 65 and plus.
I wonder what the number is now.
Maybe increase.
Maybe
Yes,
not.
Maybe. But it's 2021.
Yep.
3 years. I will be there one day.
God's prayer life we will, right?
Yes. Aging is changing, and because older persons are now live longer, they are able to work longer. They are doing more, including trying new things. They are staying connected to their communities, striving to live well and to live independently and advocating for themselves and others. Since 1995, the Department of Children and Family Services has commemorated Older Persons Month during this month of October. This month is designated as a special theme for the Cayman Islands, special time for the Cayman Islands to renew its commitment to meeting the social, the physical, and the emotional needs of other persons, and to support other persons while bringing an awareness of the needs of other persons. At DCFS, we accomplish this goal by working jointly with multi-agency planning the different activities that we do for this month. And this is through community partners and volunteers. Each year, our Older Persons Committee dedicates itself to mobilizing individuals, families, and the community to participate in the activities that recognize and support the ongoing welfare of other persons. And we had 3 objectives. Number 1 is recognize the lives of older persons as vital members of society and the contributions that older persons make to their communities. Number 2 is to bring awareness to the needs and issues affecting the lives of older persons. And the third is continuing to support the welfare of older persons in our community. As we grow older, we may find ourselves spending less time in the community. Are we trying to be alone? Isolated? But we have planned many activities because we want to see our older persons participating more and more. Come out. Come out. Don't stay at home. Engage in activities. And this is what we want for this year.
Well, tonight is a good time to come out for some karaoke, but anyway, we can talk about that in a bit. Yeah. And especially that's why I appreciate now we do have Mr. Edney McLean on the line. That was all connected up. But you want to do the intro for Miss Carmen, or how we gonna do that?
For Miss Carmen, if you allow me to introduce my coworker.
Yes.
Brianna Davis. She's part of the committee of the Older Person Month. She's a social worker to the Department of Children and Family Services. And she's going to introduce Miss Carmen, and also she will share other information.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you, Miss Wesley. That was so nice. As she said, my name is Brianna Davis. I'm a new social worker with the department and new to the Older Persons Month committee. It definitely has been really great being a part of this committee and just seeing how much care really goes into looking after our elders and making sure that, they have fun, that they get a chance to come out of the house, like you said, and, just get to feel like they're a part, because a lot of times we can really just kind of forget them to the side. And with the busyness of Cayman nowadays, it's really hard to stay connected with them. So I'm glad that we're doing this. But as she mentioned, I will be introducing our ambassadors for the month. So as Miss Wesley mentioned, Older Persons Month is really a time to just showcase the seniors that we have on island and what they can contribute to us, and how important it is to keep them a part of our community and everything that we're having. And one of the biggest ways that we do this is having our ambassadors. So the role of our ambassadors are to be true representatives of active aging, right? What it means to be out in the community, no matter how old you are, doing what you can, uplifting other seniors and also youth and others in the communities, being a part of charities and volunteering and all of those things, just doing things to continue to uplift. So we chose 3 seniors this year, and they were selected because of their outstanding community service records, the recognition of their outstanding and continuing contributions to local life, and also because they all have contributed significantly to district causes, to churches, charities, and just to individuals as well. And we believe that the ambassadors that we have chosen demonstrate the purposeful lives that are led by many of our Caymanian older persons who continue to play an active part in the community, inspiring respect and gratitude from all generations. And we always look forward to them taking an active part in the Older Persons Month observances and celebrations and all of those things, because we really see this as a platform for them to encourage others to do what they can to help elderly persons in their own communities, but also encourage older persons themselves to come out and not be afraid, not stay at home, but be a part of everything. So this month, the Older Persons Month ambassadors will be sharing the aspects of their life stories, as well as highlighting several social issues which they feel need awareness. in highlighting our Older Persons Month ambassadors. It's hoped that they can showcase older persons who are actively contributing to our society and encourage others to share their own stories to promote a greater degree of intergenerational acceptance and understanding. So we have Miss Carmen Conolly in studio with us, but we also have Mr. Edney
McLean?
On the line as well. Edney McLean, sorry. Edney McLean on the line. We also had Miss Wanda Tatum, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it. So we're just going to be hearing from those two today. But yeah, we outsourced our nominations for Older Persons Month this month, and these two, these seniors that we chose really had so many people just coming to us saying, you know, these are the seniors that really should be the ambassadors for this month, especially for our theme, Aging Out Loud. Like, these are the seniors that have really been showing what it means to, no matter where you are or what age you are or what ailments you might have, because Miss Carmen was out there telling me that her knees going and all this going and the mouth is the only thing that still works. But no matter that, like, they're still out there. They're still helping people. They look for people, you know, they pray over people and all of those things. I remember Miss Carmen had said, you know, they don't call the minister, they call me when they need the prayers. So, you know, these are individuals that are really showing what it means to just stay connected to community and continue to uplift and encourage each other. So yes, I'm really happy that they're here, that I get the opportunity to introduce them and to watch them throughout this month, just be a part of the celebrations.
Thank you. Well, Miss Carmen, it's always a pleasure. I think everybody who either knows you or knows of you not only love, respect, and admire, but the drive that you have and the reminder. And I think this year's theme, you know, aging out loud, the fact that, you know, whether it's the Sparrow song or whether it's my dad is saying, age is just a number in terms of not letting it keep you back from enjoying life, but also giving to others. Talk to us, Mom. It's just an honor to be in your presence. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm good. In a way, not strong on my knees, but my mouth is strong, and I still can do a lot and still do a lot of work in my community.
Yes, Mom.
Because it's really a passion I had for old people from my mom's days. She was a woman who would go around and take care of all the old people who didn't have help, and help the parents, children with them, whatever. She also delivered babies. She was good in the community of both Eastern and Gunby. I raised up in Gunby, and I followed her. My sister and my sister wasn't into outdoor and going like that. She had a book in her hand all the time, but I didn't care about even going to school because I was afraid of getting a beating, and and so wherever Mom went, I was always with her from a little girl. So I used to say that I was very inquisitive because whatever going on, I want to hear it. So from all of that, I learned a lot to be in the community from quite young, and I've grown and helped people all the way along. I raised up and being in the Girls' Gallery and learned a lot from that, to knowing how to behave myself and how to communicate with people, I think. So, and as I grew older, I got married at 22 years old. I became a member of the church. I was 25, and I've been involved in the church ever since. I was the person who would always call on me to go to prayer. The minister, whenever he would visit and giving communion and such, he would call on me to go with him. Yeah. That's really how this program started. So I was with the minister one day, and we were driving from down the back visiting the older folks, and he said, "Miss Carmen, I see a need for something to happen," and he said for a program to take place in East End. All these older people are in their homes, nobody visiting them, and they are needing company. He said we could start a program from the church, but he said our church couldn't do it alone, so I'm going to write all the churches and he did that. He wrote all the churches, and they answered and said, yes, we'll be a part of it. One church didn't answer, but I wouldn't call the name. And he and he said, who's the community worker for East End? So I gave him down to Conolly, and he went to get her. She took him to family service, and from that they said they would be happy to join and be a part. That's how the program really started. And it started in East End, but somehow or another, we still been going strong, and every month we meet twice every month, and we meet with a program with all the older ones taking part, but not all of them still can come out. They still all can't get out. I think we need more help in getting them out, though, but they could get out. Like now, this month, going around to the different activities, there are some who can't come. But I feel if we had, because to me, we're in East End, and we're so far away, I say this is the forgotten district sometimes. Anyway, but with that, I think if, you know what I've been thinking, I said if we had a MP who was always in our community, didn't have to share his time other ways, that could go around more and help get these, because we have a community bus, that they could go around more and get some of these people out, you know, because there's some who just, they don't have the help at home, and then they can't help themselves. Anyway, I hope that'll come later on too. People will still get stronger.
Well, that's our prayer. And this is where I think as we listen to you know, what does it say? He who or she who feels it knows it. And when we hear from people like Miss Carmen and the like, we understand the importance of us. We have words in church, we've got to visit the shut-ins. Why are they shut in, and why is that word so accepted, you know? I would like if you know, through Ms. Leslie and Miss Brianna, maybe get Mr. Edney on the line and join him. In the studio, we have one of the ambassadors, Ms. Carmen Conolly. Mr. Edney McLean is on the phone. As we go to the phones, welcome, sir. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. How are you?
Okay, I'm listening to Miss Carmen, and she's taking away everything that I wanted to say.
She's complimenting what you got to say, man. See that? Because there's a consensus, right? And then we have, through what she shares, you can put on the headset there for Miss Carmen.
Okay.
So what it is now is confirmation, all right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, so talk to us, please, Ms. Edney.
Yeah, well, what I see in my district that we need is a program that I call Move a Muscle. And Move a Muscle is to, like, get the people out and that they can do little exercise and all that. Again, like Miss Carmen said, go to their houses, those that can't come out, and even say something funny, so when they smile, they're moving a muscle. Yeah, that's my thing. And yes, we have people that are oppressing our older folks that can come out and walk around the yard, and they're told, don't go out in the yard before you fall out, you're too old.
Do you
know?
Yeah, Mr. Edney, I know as the children and the family members, we are protective of our older parents, I guess, as they were of us as children. But do you find that's coming in more from us as the children, telling our parents or our older parents, you know, come on, be careful, you don't fall, stay inside? Is that what's happening, you think?
Yeah, I think so. And it's like you say, it's out of love and don't want to see them get hurt. But at the same time, they're getting hurt because they're not moving their muscles. You understand? And they're aging quicker.
Yeah. So, and I must share, I'm glad that you said that, because many of us, and through you I want to emphasize this, we believe as children, we want to do right for our parents. You know, oh, no, mom, you did that all along. No, we could do that for you. We go to shop, we get the grass cut, we do all these things thinking that we're helping. But you're telling us if we can allow our parents and grandparents to do more for themselves, use that muscle, we might actually be helping them.
Yes, that's my belief. And I know for myself, I work sometimes 7 days a week. In the morning, I have a few pains, and I say, I get up, and by the time I get out, the back door, I feel much better, and I can go all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, you sound like a Calypso song, man, all day.
Yeah, I do. I do work all day.
Yeah. But this is where, as I listen to you and Miss Carmen, I'm reminded of how important it is for us, to have that respect, but to allow, as our parents age, whether they're 70, 80, or 90, or God's willing more than that, how do we keep them active and healthy and safe as they've done for us as the children? We're going to take the break, right? When we come back, Miss Edney, I want to ask you to describe, what it means being chosen as the ambassador. And what, we can talk more about it. We'll ask Miss Carmen the same thing. Would that be okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you for staying on the line with us. When we come back, we'll continue the discussion. We just love and respect and honor our elderly. Hopefully, it's more than just words, and there's more than a few of us. The country will be that one that has that inculcated ethos. So stay tuned for Talk Today.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments October 16th to the 19th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited whether you're seeking advanced skin care, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles. Dr. Wayne Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com. That's drporterkman@gmail.com. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That's 946-9020. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Hey, welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And as we celebrate our month of Elder in the month of October, and looking at the calendar, we'll share you about the events and the theme Aging Out Loud. One of the ambassadors in the studio is Carmen Conolly. I just wanted to take him from the BRAC. Was unable, just because of scheduling, to join us, but on the phone, another of the ambassadors, Mr. Edney McLean, was there. So we'll just go back and join Mr. Edney. I hope everything's okay, sir. Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you, for hanging on, and we want to be respectful to you and your time as well. But we're asking anything you want to share, as what it means to you being chosen as one of the ambassadors this year.
That was a surprise. I didn't know I was being nominated or anything till I got the call.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I would like to thank God for bringing me to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to thank all those who nominate me. And I would like to thank the District of Easton for giving me the opportunity to do what I like, helping and being part of this district. And I have a motive that says that when I leave, I want to leave it better than I found it.
Wow.
Yeah, that
inspiring.
And that's in the scripture, right? Be good stewards so that the next generation inherits. At least, if it's not better, it's no worse, right?
And also, if each and every one of us was to follow that, this whole island would be better. Not only for the seniors, but for everybody.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we'll take up your motto and make it our own as well. You're so right, sir. You're so right.
Thank you.
All right. And I wanted to, Miss Carmen, you jump in, Mom. Anything you want to say? I mean, the question is, being chosen as an ambassador, what does it mean to you? How does it feel like?
Well, it's an honor. Knowing myself as I do, and from a little girl raising up, learning all the things my mom did, I had a little verse saying, do all the good you can in all the ways you can to all the people you can, just as long as you can. I've lived with that from a little girl. And I've been doing that all along. And I just thank my God that he gave me the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding to carry on as a Christian woman in my church, in my community, to do such things. I really went through my community visiting, and looking for anyone that was sick. I mean, I did this when quite young. I got married and had my children, 3 children, and sometimes I ask Ken Ross, where were you when I was out there? Mommy, you learned us how to get out of the rain, so we did that. And of course, my children and my husband was well cooperated with what I was doing, and they just pushed me. My husband would say, Carmen, when are you going to give me away? I say, no, darling, that's not going to happen. But at the same time, he was always, Carmen, you visiting today? And I said, not today, Tuesday is my visiting day for Easton and the hospital. And so I kept that up, that going into old age. I mean, I'm 88 years old, and I am still doing almost the same as before.
Yeah.
I just love helping people. I think I kind of, it's in my genes, because my grandmother, Eugenia Watler, was, I would call her an ambassador in Gunby. I born on her birthday, and they named me after her, Carmen Eugenia. Watler I was saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, from that, then I went on doing all I could. I would visit Easton on a Tuesday. I would visit the next Tuesday. I visit the hospital. In between, I'm visiting the sick, and anyone I would get into whatever. If they had a fight down the road, I was into that. Honestly, one day a guy came, right on my bicycle, came to my window. Miss Carmen, there's a fight down the road. Come, you need it there. I went and I got into those 2 people, and I put one on one side, one on the other side. I said, let's go in the house. And I went in their bedroom, sat one down on one side, one on the other side, and I started to pray. This time the girl had done packed her suitcase and had it on the porch.
Wow.
And I just, the 2 of them cried. Up to today, they thanked me. They said, I think we would have been separated if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
There are things I did. Yeah. The drug boys in East End, they're my good friends.
That's right.
I was visiting one Tuesday, so one of my church sisters said, can I go visit with you today? I said, yes. So I'm going on the hill to visit this old man. And he got at the foot of the hill. I said, oh, there's a crowd of boys up there under the tamarind tree. Let's visit them. She said, you crazy? We can't go there. You know who they are. I said, okay. But I said, I'm not going alone. And there were 10 of those boys. I don't know what they were doing. I had no idea, thinking that they were bad boys. And I just went and I hugged those boys up, and I invited them to church. And I talked with them, and they said, oh, yeah, Miss Carmen, we come to church. Anyway, those boys see me on the road, they always say, Miss Carmen, how you doing? Can I help you do anything?
Yeah.
The next morning, there was a knock on my door, and one of those boys was knocking at the door. Miss Carmen, you know what you did yesterday? I said, no, what happened? What did? He said, Miss Carmen, we were so afraid of you. Miss Carmen, how could you come in the midst of all of us and hug us up? You know we were doing badness. I said, no, I didn't know. But anyway, but I'm saying, Miss Carmen, that was a good thing because you really make us know that you're a Christian woman and that you're not afraid of us. Things like that I did. I could name things beyond that I have done. But I am still doing the same.
Ms. Carmen, thank you for that. And as you said, I'm running Miss Vida used to say, by their fruits you should know them. She always would tell us that, right?
Yeah.
and this is where sometimes, and I'm not going to offer this as an apology to anybody, right? But I would say because I get so impassioned, I love this country. I like the fact that people like you, I don't get to interact with. I know you, and I know Ken Rossi, perhaps of the future and better. But the love that you have for the country, the respect that we have for you, those little boys, that's because of who you are. Your presence goes before you. They will respond to you with that love, that respect, that affection, because you come in there with love and with sincerity and genuineness, and you don't want the better for them. It doesn't matter. They're somebody's child. Like Miss Edney said just then, if we all would stop paying lip service, my mama says, good follows good.
Yeah.
And as you, I don't want to say age, but as you celebrate another, another day, let's borrow. It's so frustrating. So I'm going to ask you for my benefit. I'm getting impatient. I've seen the foolishness and the nonsense that's happening in the world, but in Cayman. And people are fighting and they're being divided and they're getting caught up in nonsense. And this church don't talk to that church and this brother don't talk to that sister. What can we do to love one another? Be like you.
I don't know. Well, I love anybody.
Yes,
ma'am. I'll hug up anybody. I was walking the street one day and this Rasta boy, he's standing on the side of the road. He was back on and I just went up to him and put my arm around him. I said, hello, darling, how you doing? He said, well, when you mad, I said, no. I said, you're one of God's creation and I am too and I love you. He got all the way stand till I don't know what to do, Miss Carmen. She would hug up somebody looking like me.
Yeah. But that's the Christ in us, right?
But there are things I can't help. I might get in trouble doing it, but I haven't gotten in any trouble anyway. So I still do what I can. I just love people.
Well, my prayer publicly is that God, see, like you and there are others in different communities that I'm honored to be able to, sometimes their grandchildren, sometimes their children, to know. And I'm worried that we're losing that. So, like, as I asked Mr. Edney to come back to the conversation, again, through you, Ms. Carmen, I'm guided. With some of us, our parents still live in the same house they've been in for 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
Right? And as the neighborhoods change, there are people who come in who don't know who that house is. And not because these people are anything other than just people. They've been there and the community respected them, looked out for them. And as they get older, we looking on them. But there are some people that come in from other districts, from other countries, other cultures and mindsets and don't see. So are you, if I might ask, are you of concern that the change that is happening in Cayman, the respect that we had for our elderly, because they were, where your mama say you better respect the elderly because your mama did as well.
Yeah.
Is that being lost, and are we at risk of having an elderly being not just neglected, not just abused, not just taken advantage of, but God forbid, assaulted, robbed, the things that we sadly hear in the news from the region and from around the world? Or is the Cayman just like how you saw, where those boys, the Rastaman, you said, he not going to be disrespectful to you.
No.
And in fact, he showed love and said, but I'm Miss Carmen, she'll love everybody, even me, did this thing. But that's the Christ who loves us despite how we look. Are we at risk of losing that in Cayman?
Yes.
So what do we do about that?
I don't know. We need more. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I can't tell people what to do, but me or myself, if it was people like me and doing it, I would say we would have a better Cayman.
Yes, ma'am.
Because, the Bible, that's what Jesus did. He went around, he didn't go to the righteous. He went looking on the seaside and everywhere and waiting them and to come and fish, and not fish for fish, but fish for man. Yeah, and the Bible says, thy neighbor, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's serious.
Yeah. All right.
From the Department of Children and Family Services, Sterling, the elderly services part of our awareness in the community, we visit schools, public schools, and this year, remember, we went to, and I'm going to say this one, we went to 4 schools, but teaching the children how to respect all the persons in your life. I was recently at the hospital pharmacy, and this little girl came to me and said, "Miss, I know you." I said, "You know me?" "Yes, I know you. You went to my school." I said, "What do I your school?" She said, "Yes." I said, "And I went to school to the what?" "You said that we need to respect the older person in my life. That was the presentation." I said, "Praise the Lord."
Yeah.
We're reaching that age, and we will continue doing that from the Department of Children and Family Services. That's part of our role.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to try to respect this time, the break, because I got caught up in conversation. But we could do that. And so Miss Susan was threatening the time and ship. I can't like that. So I just we're going to pause and enjoy Mr. Edney afterwards. And Miss Carmen, would you share with us some poems, right, when we come back? All right.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Join us right after.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Brand Sauce is putting the sizzle into the season with their fall cooking sale. Fall into savings with 15% off on all cooking products, including gas and electric ranges, cooktops, microwave ovens, built-in wall ovens, and speed ovens. Luxury brands included. Don't miss out. Shop now and save 15% on cooking products before this offer ends on October 31st. Cook up your best dishes with Brand Sauce Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 for more details.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walker's Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walker's Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Life's best moments are precious. Taking the time to cherish them with those we love is the most important thing in the world. At Cineco, we've got you covered for all these moments, helping you take care of your health, supporting your family's next move, and making sure those you care about are protected on the road. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us, and to be in the company of Ms. Carmen Conolly, not just as one of the ambassadors for a month of the elderly, and on the line, Mr. Edney McLean, another of the ambassadors, and from the BRAC, Ms. Wanda Tatum was, because of schedule, unable to join us today. But from the DCFS to the social workers, Ms. Tempora, Wesley, together with her colleague, Ms. Brianna Davis. It's an honor to sit there and to be able to sit amongst the elders and gain from their wisdom. But we have activities and we want to share. Let's be mindful.
Yes, the calendar continued. Also, we want to emphasize, Sterling, we had some programs recently that our seniors, our older person really loved. And it was the food and aging. The food and aging, because it's proven that good nutrition across the lifespan helps prevent chronic diseases. We had a nutritionist from the Health Service Authority, and it was an awesome presentation. Also, she spoke about drinking more water. It's important to drink water because that keeps you hydrated. We also had Time Back Photo Project. This project was presented by Cayman Compass Media and DART. It's exploring Cayman life since 1965 through photos you have never seen. They describe it as a window into the past with the Compass Photo Archive that aims to revive memory of the old Cayman. We also had last week the bingo night. It was awesome.
So much fun, honestly.
We had a scavenger hunt. For today, Miss Rihanna, what do we have for tonight?
Tonight, we actually have seniors karaoke at the Intergenerational Hub from 6 to 8 p.m. It's definitely going to be an exciting time of just singing, fellowship, dancing if you don't feel like singing. Just sitting down talking with your fellow seniors and younger persons as well that will be there. So it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's karaoke. So
and refreshment.
And there's going to be refreshments and everything. It'll be a lot of fun. Definitely.
Come at 6 o'clock at the Intergenerational Hub behind
Foster's by the airport next to the DHL on McLean Drive.
Yes. And Wednesday, the 16th, this Wednesday, we have Keeping Your Brain Sharp. Age out loud. Keeping your brain sharp. And this one is at the Church of God Prophecy in Georgetown. And they have via Facebook Live at Victory Tabernacle Church of God of Prophecy, Cayman. That is at 10 o'clock. Keeping your brain sharp. Yes. This is super important for our older persons.
Yes.
On the 17th, we have Older Persons Talent Show, and it is at the Cayman Collection Center. Cayman Collection Center at 6 p.m. We have the 19th Older Persons Gala at the Kingston. On the 26th, we have Senior Sport Day, Truman Bowden Sports Complex. On the Sister Islands, we're going to have the 16th, presentation on food and aging. The same presentation we had here in Grand Cayman also will be for the Sister Islands. On the 26th, they're going to have the gala at the Ashton Ruti Civic Center. On the 27th is the church service. And on the 30th is the bingo night. We want you to call for registration for those activities. You can call the Department of Children and Family Services, 949-0290, 949-0290, or you can call your Community Development Officer. Ms. Banda is for West Bay, 916-7902. For Georgetown and East 10, we have Ms. Dorling Welcome, 925-4083. For Bordentown and Northside, you call Ms. Nellie Mae Walker, 926-5569. Cayman Black and Little Cayman, we have Julianne Scott, 929-7932. If you forget all those numbers I just said, remember the Department of Children and Family Services, 949-0290. Please come out. These activities are planned for all the persons.
All right. Great activities, and I think this evening with the karaoke, but that's going to be fun. But Miss Carmen, recitations were always something that, here my parents, my mother in particular, and for us to see that, it keeps the mind sharp, as, Ms. Wesley was just sharing earlier. But for you, poetry?
Recitations and gems in my time, and I went to school, we had to learn recitation. We had to learn gems. Remember gems? Standing at the football, gazing at the sky. How can you get up, boys, if you never try? Do you stumble off, boy? Never be downcast, and try again, boy, and you'll succeed at last. I got hold of it. I share them at the schools, in fact. Yeah. And the poems. I have a poem. My grandfather was William James Watler. He was the first policeman for the Eastern District. He was born in 1872. And he wrote a poem. One of his jobs was to take the mail to Frank Sound, and on horseback. So he would get up and go to Frank Sound and be back. Be back in Gun Bay by 6 o'clock to take the lantern down where that was hoist on the gun bluff for ships to pass. In the morning, he had to hoist it up, take it down, hoist it up in the evening. And he wrote horseback. So he wrote a poem on, I know, I don't know, you'll have to tell me if it makes sense. But he wrote this poem, Money. What happened, he was the one man that earned a government pay in Gun Bay. So all the most of the men would come and beg him for a shilling and a sixpence to buy tobacco or to buy something. He always had money in his pocket, though. Wow. Two things he had: one watch in his pocket, shirt pocket, and money in his pants pocket. So he could always he was always round the corner handing out money to people who come. But he got enough of it, seemed like, so he wrote this poem entitled Money. Money makes the mail to go. It's a saying old but true. When you have the ready cash, your friends will stick like glue. But when your purse is empty, those friends you thought sincere will turn their eyes upon you and quickly disappear. It's then you'll murmur to yourself, I must have been a fool to make those artful fellows make me their ridicule. If fortune smiles on me again, you bet I will rely, for the only friend that I will trust will be my M-O-N-E-Y. M-O-N-E-Y, that's the thing to bring you joy. When you have the LSD, friends you never know before flock around you by the score, and to them your wind will try for your M-O-N-E-Y. The parson preaches in the church, but he doesn't do it free. The lawyer always gives advice, but he always wants his fee. The landlord, she's so polite. If you your rent can pay, but you miss a quarter, and you'll find a bailiff in next day. Oft time a girl at 18 weds a man that's old and grey, and vows upon the altar to love, honor, and obey. She spends his money lavishly on jewelry and clothes, but when he's by her side, she'll kiss and pat his wrinkled cheeks and wish the day he'll die. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it makes sense.
It's a lot of
You remember all of that.
Well, I hope Ken Ross and the family have recorded that. Do you remember what year he wrote that? He said he was born in 1876.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know where he wrote it.
Because there's so much social commentary in that, right? The landlord, she was said, and we know from our history that a lot of the landowners were women. But because the era being what it was globally, women didn't own legally the properties that passed to their spouses, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the girl child. Anyway, different story. But there was so much there. You got to get Miss Carmen back in again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
My ad poem was, what was that? My Get Up and Go. Can I say that?
Yeah, if you want. Miss Susan? Yeah. I'll take licks from Miss Paulette in a bit, but I mean kindly, nicely, lovely.
She's giving you side eye.
Yes, Miss Carmen. Sorry, Mom.
I'm feared out where that my youth has been spent, that my get up and go has gone up and went. But I have no regret when I think with a grin of all the places my get up has been. Old age is gold, and I've heard it said, but oh, how I wonder when I get into bed, with my eyes on the table, my teeth in the cup, my ears in the drawer until I wake up, With ere dim eyes, I say to myself, is there anything else I can lay on the shelf? Now, when I was young, my slippers were red. As I grew older, my slippers were blue, but I could still dance the whole night through. Now that I'm old, my slippers are black. I walk to the door and I puff my way back. How do I know my youth is all spent? My get up and go has got up and went. But since I've retired from life competition, I busy myself with complete repetition. I get up each morning, dust off my wits, I pick up the papers and I read obits. Now if my name is missing, I know I'm not dead. So I read a good breakfast and go back to bed. That's my Aunt Peep, maybe you know part about her.
Yes, Mom.
The Watlers were good on poetry.
Yeah. See, this is the history that we have, but this is the love that not been celebrated enough, right? Can we just join Mr. Edney? Sir, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
I know that you would say to me that you were, as I look at you being a bit older than me, you say you're a bit younger than Miss Carmen, right? So we have the same difference, right? What do you think about that? I mean, that gives us hope, right? That we can look forward to the same level of energy.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does. And see, we were talking about where we are today and stuff, but you know that the saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, sorry has gone out the door. And I got a little story, a quick one to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in the Cayman Islands, but I was raised in Costa Rica, and I came back in 1969.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lady who used to sell buns in East End, and I used to go there. And a friend of mine said, dye your hair, and at that time it was brown. So I dyed my hair and went to get a bun. And the woman said, who you is? And I said, I'm Melba's son. And she said, well, what happened to the red hair one? I said, well, he home. She said, when you came? I said, yesterday. That went through East End, got to my mother. I was 17 years of age, and the accent she put on me, I've never dyed my hair since.
Good for her.
Said, don't lie to the older people. And they pass you on the road, they don't say good morning, good evening, how are you, or anything. We're losing all the respect.
Mr. Edney, that's unfortunately something that I think we need to, and I'm hoping that as impatient and whatever I may be, that I don't lose my respect, for others, but especially elderly. And as much as I go over the news late, I'm feeling disrespectful, but hey, thank you very much, Mr. Edney. My prayer for you and all of elderly, but our ambassadors in particular, that God will continue to, pour His mercy, His grace, His love, His precision, His protection upon us, and you be that beacon, that lighthouse, and we have in you the example so that we can be reminded of who we are. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, and have a beautiful weekend. A beautiful week. Sorry.
Yeah. Listen, we're looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, I'm with you. Miss Carmen, I know you have an appointment, Mom, and
No, I might over.
Okay, yeah.
That was
so, Miss Wesley, you want to come back after? We got to go. I mean, it's your call. I got to take the news, so.
I know we had to go.
Yeah.
We had to go.
Yeah.
We want to thank Radio Cayman for this opportunity and remind the community to come tonight to the seniors karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
We have planned all these activities for you in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping your brain sharp this Wednesday, please, at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
at the Church of God of Prophecy. And also in Cayman Bragg at 11 o'clock, presentation on food and aging.
Yeah. We'll refer to the calendar each day for you and remind people, and we'll do that. Ms.
Much
Carmen.
appreciated.
De nada, Mom. Es un placer.
Gracias.
Yeah. Ms. Carmen, always a pleasure, Mom. It is genuinely an honor, and you, like my mother and many of the women in our communities, the elderly Miss Susan, when we get there. God bless, Mom. Thank you so much.
And thank you much.
Yeah. All right.
If you could come to my house early in the morning, you might get a cake. When I bake cake, I always bake a cake for the first person come to my yard.
Yeah.
That's when I bake a cake. So the policeman came one day.
Yeah, that for them, eh? That's just kidding. I got Senuri. because I think Ross may take a while to get there. So, but thank you for that love and that loving invitation. So,
and thank you, Mr. Ebanks, so much for having me. Although I am aged and nervous, I can still remember, and my mouth is still strong. So thank you, Jesus.
Amen. And thank God for people like you. And I'll say more to it, but thank you so much. Yeah. It reminds me why we fight for who we are and what we are. So thank you, Ma.
Yes.
All right. 5 minutes late into the news, but hey, we love it and respect. So join us after. Stay tuned.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Dwayne Ebanks. 1 month from now, the Central Caribbean Marine Institute will host its annual fundraising gala, Festival of Seas, Coral Reef Horizons. With climate change intensifying its impact on coral reefs, CCMI's research, conservation, and education efforts are crucial. This year's keynote speaker, award-winning cameraman Doug Allen, OBE, will highlight the role of imagery in conservation. For more details of Festival of the Seas, visit CCMI at reefresearch.org. In regional news, in Guyana, the People's National Congress Reform has proposed a Guyanese $400,000 monthly tax-free threshold and tax allowance if it wins the upcoming election. This plan aims to end poverty and is based on sound financial reasoning, the party says. PNCR leader Aubrey Norton stated that this threshold would mean no taxes for those earning Guyanese $400,000 or less per month, and taxes only on the amount above this for higher earners. The proposal includes abolishing income tax for low-wage workers and extending this to middle-wage workers. The PNCR believes this measure will positively impact 210,000 workers, reduce poverty, boost economic activity, and increase tax revenues. They argue that the plan is affordable and could pay for itself through increased VAT and higher tax compliance. 3 months after Hurricane Beryl, the Canoan Group has reopened its resort properties in the southern Grenadines. The hurricane caused EC $800,000 million in damages, with losses amounting to 20 to 25% of GDP. Soho Beach House, Canoan, and Canoan Estate Resort and Villas reopened on October the 10th, and Mandarin Oriental Canoan will reopen in mid-November 2024. The Canoan Group praised the rapid recovery and announced the creation of the Canoan Resilience Fund to strengthen future investor. CEO Batu Erim highlighted the dedication of all involved in the recovery. The fund aims to enhance the island's preparedness and sustainability, turning recovery into an opportunity for future-proofing the islands. That is your latest headlines. I'm Dwayne Ebanks.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
The DVDL Customer Support Unit is now open. Customers can book appointments for written and driving tests through DVDL's hotline at 945-8344. That's 945-8344.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Some moments in the day seem, well, a bit more stressful than others. Finding motor insurance that protects you and those you love shouldn't be one of them. Our motor policies give you the peace of mind knowing your cover is the best. Getting a quote is quick and easy, and purchasing your policy is just a few clicks away. So need motor insurance that has exclusive benefits and the best cover in the Cayman Islands? Get a quote. Visit Cineco.ky. Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Thank you very much for joining us, and as we invite you to be a part of the discussion for the remainder of the show, just honored that in our country, with all that's going on, and as you know, both of the social workers, Miss Wesley and Miss Brianna, was sharing that our lives are busy. But sometimes we don't mean to, but we don't spend as much time as we want to, you know, with our older parents and grandparents and aunts. And for those who do, you know, good on you. And maybe we will respect and appreciate you more, and not only help you to find the time, but we'll join you in spending the time, as Miss Carmen was sharing, visiting. Now, some of you may have heard that and go, well, what does that mean? And not just those of us for whom culturally that's not something we did, but those of us for whom, you know, we have ancestral links, we grew up, we were born in Cayman, we still don't know because we no longer do. Well, Miss Susan, I gotta ask you, and she doesn't say it publicly, that's because she won't. But the term visiting, you know what it is, right? When we say we're going visiting, right? She shakes her head, yes. We would be taken by our parents to go and meet and visit, you know, not just within our community, but sometimes in the other districts. And it was a deliberate thing that we consciously did. And when we went, just like Miss Carmen would share, you know, she would have something to share, you know, with the people that are coming, and the people that are visiting would bring something. And you didn't go just for that. But for many of us who probably, as children, felt as if we were being forced and dragged to go along, you know, there were certain places where you knew you went there, boy, and you got a little something sweet, a little treat. And so that made it good. It wasn't to sort of incentivize you. It's, as Miss Carmen shared, you know, she enjoyed going with her mommy. Her mother would take her places, and she, you know, learned a lot about the things that were happening. And that knowledge is invaluable now. She shared her mother was a great example in doing what her Miss Carmen still does today. And that level, as an example, I think is going to continue down the lineage. As I heard her and Mr. Edney, relay, let us be very, very conscious and deliberate in showing our respect or deference, to those around us. Now, the phone lines are open. We're going to take the calls. We can chat about some things. I did not forget the question that was asked. But we want to hear from you. 949-8037, 949-6990. You can WhatsApp call 925-3261, or you can use the Flow toll-free line at 1-800-534-TALK. Let's go to the phones. Hey, welcome. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Mr. Sterling.
Hey, I just referenced the question that you had asked earlier. I hadn't forgotten. How are you?
Nobody has answered yet?
No, but recognizing that we had the last segment, so it would have probably been, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I understand. Yes, and I understand that it should be, it's in the law.
Mhm.
That's why I called to ask you. But what I called you for, Ms. Carmen, my dear friend,
Mhm.
and I was trying to get on, but I couldn't get on. But just this morning, me and someone was talking about out in the field, checking on our seniors and men or more that might need some help, food-wise or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some things being said in the conversation a while ago from Ms. Carmen and the other ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So me and the individual that's wondering if we have a groundwork program in this island to check on our people, not waiting for them to come to an NAU or social service or something in that category. I was just wondering, me and my family were just wondering, do we have any ground workers in this island under social service to go out and drive in the neighborhoods? We got to get a group of people
Mhm.
to each district and see how our people is living that is in desperate need of help, especially our seniors. Could be their roof. It could be them by themselves there, like she said. It could be some of the things. It could be need their yard cut. They could probably need their windows cleaned. Some little things to give them hope. And like the gentleman say,
Mm-hmm.
help them to move an arm or a leg, to help move that muscle. Because Sterling, the muscles in our body, if you don't work them,
Mm-hmm.
they will put us in a chair or a bed, and we can't do nothing for ourselves. We got to sit down and depend on someone. Even a smile muscle that you use in your face, a smile, is a help to your beauty, your smile, your everything. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are incredible needs, and I don't think sometimes that we recognize how much we are able to do, how much more, even though we think it's not much, right? But thank you for sharing that, okay?
All right. You have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. There's a call on the WhatsApp. Let's take this next call. Hey, welcome. Thanks for calling.
Mr. Dwayne?
Hey, my friend. How you doing?
Yeah, man. How you doing now?
I'm thankful. I'm not just giving thanks, and as I say, I endeavor to be both gracious and grateful.
Yeah, man. Me too, man. How we supposed to be, man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. What's happening, man? What's happening?
Yeah, I got a couple of bubbles to pop, man.
Well, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, let me stretch for a minute. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So,
yeah. Put on my gloves.
Yeah, so Friday,
Mm-hmm.
you step in Mike the way they talking about open up a can of worms about the ganja.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Mr. Dwayne,
Mm-hmm.
that caller say why we gotta follow what other countries do.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell me something, Mr. Dwayne. If we're not supposed to follow other countries, why we follow the LGBTQ movement?
I listen to you. Questions that come to mind similarly when the when I hear people say that Cayman is behind the times, we need to catch up with, this, that, or the next thing. The question is, do we need to catch up? Do we need to advance? Do we need to even ignore?
Yeah, I think so, because I watched a thing last night on about Jimmy Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody with Rachel Sinowit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what she said was, because she had looked young coming through the airport, they said, yeah, search her. And they search her and they find a little CBD or something on her. And she makes sure and she tell everybody how she was treated, how she got arrested in the Cayman Islands when she's an actress. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as the term go, can you imagine if that happened to a tourist? How you think that really look now when you arrested a celebrity, for this same kind of foolishness? I mean, I know it look different as a celebrity, and it's little old Caymanians, but still, you still willing to disobey the rights of humans for what? For what? And it must be, and like what we're saying, when it is not legal, it is based for a deep core of corruption. And and what I come to understand in Cayman is that these old people, they don't love young people. They jealous of young people. They jealous of the youth and their strength. They love to see us get in trouble. They love it. And keeping the ganja illegal, it's something that it make them feel like they have a purpose. They can't, Mr. Dwayne, they can't provide any evidence into why they have the ganja illegal. Tell me what are the reasons for them having it illegal, and then tell me to prove the evidence. Tell them for me to show the evidence to me.
Yeah,
Please show the evidence.
Yeah. I think one of the major challenges that we have as you sharing, perhaps there is not only a glaring need for honest discussion, accurate, timely information that shows, as you identified, the pitfalls, right? The benefits as well. And I think sometimes when we look at the use and abuse of alcohol, but even just the use of it, there are many, not because of religious reasons or other, who will share with you that the impact the alcohol would have, on the brain, on the other organs. For some who would probably take the word and maybe look at it and say Arabic, for instance, or some other language, and that word in that language has a particular connotation. But even if you didn't have that sort of insight or interest or become, curious about it and not looking at the import of words, maybe just recognize in the Cayman landscape or in the Western world, alcohol and its use is not only expected but accepted at the dinner table, at a particular event, from the wedding to some celebration or the like. And whether it's legal to consume it at 18 or 21, the impact, the health costs, the loss of life, relations, the violence, all the things that come as a result of its use and abuse. Maybe, as you shared, we're not looking at the other things that happen. So to your point, right, is it then, when it comes to the cannabis, the ganja, the marijuana, I think as you shared, the words we use are deliberate to make it sound worse, depending on who's saying it. Do you think part of the challenge in the Cayman landscape is that when we look at people who smoke a spliff, use the marijuana, we think that it's going to take them down a path to greater evil or destruction?
Following the old propaganda with you remember that movie, The Reefer Madness? If you ever saw that.
No, I didn't.
Anyway, you go watch that. That from a long time ago. And all the little stupid studies that they did about marijuana, they never did them on humans. They did it on monkeys.
Okay.
Right? They put the monkey in a box and full the box full of ganja smoke. But the ganja never killed the monkey, It never hurt the brain cell, Is that the monkey died from suffocation?
Yeah. Wow.
So the the thing is what they're trying to talk about, not freeing us up over here. Let's just ask them to please show me the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have evidence in Portugal where they had it decriminalized for over 17 or almost 20 something years now. And what happened to the youths was the youth see the drug being used so much around them, right? Because it was, decriminalized. They grew up and they say, I don't want to use that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do nothing with that. So we have them up to this day up in Portugal. They still shipping it over there now, but they don't want the youths them. They don't have nothing to do with it. They don't want nothing to do with that. So why they want to say like we don't deserve that? When she talking about open up a can of worms, tell me, Mr. Dwayne, what gonna happen if everybody light up a spliff right now at this second? What gonna happen?
Yeah.
What gonna happen? Nothing gonna happen. Yeah. If all of us get drunk and go drive on the road, guess what happen? We are kill somebody or we are kill ourselves.
Yeah. Well,
that sounds destructive.
Yeah. Let me then ask then, from what you shared,
yes, sir.
Is it then, now I keep coming back to this, and it's not
cheerleader.
Yeah. Is it that we are either feeling pressured, we are being pushed for personal reasons, we being those who are the drivers of policy and legislation, right, to either do or not do? In all of that, are we seriously lacking proper public education on why we should do? And why I say that, you just shared the Portugal experience. The little that I understand that the state of California in the U.S. did with respect to tobacco and their policy of towards tobacco 21, where they raised the legal age to smoke tobacco products, right? This is the cigarette and the tobacco products. They had the education of the impact. They saw that when people delayed smoking, then there were less people who smoked. People who stopped or reduced smoking, there were increased health benefits. There were increased productivity because people were off work, less and less. There were a lot of positives. So then with that, is it then that we need to have a proper education so that the use of something like cannabis, where it's beneficial and positive and impactful like that, as opposed to the maligned way things are presented. I mean, for some, you can't, at least their public comments, anyway, you can't offer them any kind of alcoholic drink at a wedding to toast or at whatever, because for them, they'll never do it. For some, it has nothing to do with anything other than a personal preference. So are we getting caught up in the emotion as opposed to the education?
Somehow, I believe that, but in a way, I believe it's more of a way of trying to keep down the young people. Because I believe if the young people was to gain and get the money, I believe they would spread out here. They would get it. They would go as far as they can away from this manipulative type of place that they have here, where it's like you bad if you mix with a Jamaican, and you good if you mix with white people. Somebody that far away. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're making sure that you're not equal to the rest of us.
Yeah, but you have a point, right? In that, let me then ask as we get near a discussion, if Mr. Elvis McKeever wouldn't mind me referencing him, right? He's been a public champion. He shared, like many, their views, whether you agree or not agree. But he talked about the quality of a product. If you grow something in your backyard, whether it's some cassava, some bananas, other than what may fall from the sky deliberate otherwise, in the rains or, from plains and the like, you kind of know what's there if your soil isn't already, damaged. So and I go back to the 70s in particular, we suspected that, I don't remember what the phrase was, but people got a ganja spliff and it was laced with something and it set them off. Sometimes, are we at risk then if we have things continue being imported and as alleged, for whatever the reasons, in addition to preserving it, it's sprayed with formaldehyde? Or as Mr. Elvis again said, the authorities raid the ganja plant, sprayed to destroy it, but it's already going to be cut and processed and shipped out. Whether we get it or it goes elsewhere, you're already getting a product that is seriously, harmful to your health because of these chemicals that are sprayed on it. So if we control that, would we help to improve the health of people who consume it?
Yes, on the mentality. And because they say about ganja make it go off, yeah. If you put something in it, back in those days what you're talking about, remember those were the hippie days, and that when they had LSD and angel dust and all them type of things that were like very rampant. Almost everybody had it in their pocket.
Yeah.
So like how they would use that, they used to like put it in the ganja, and that would happen to some people, you know, back in the day.
Right.
And that would make people that it was only the ganja that set them mad, but it don't go like that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that set you mad with ganja, right, is the paranoia you got to deal with if you get caught.
Yeah, I mean, and this is where, this is where I think we're missing the boat. And for me, you know, I have, like I said, a lot of questions. I've had the opportunity to speak publicly and probably with physicians who use it in their practice to help patients for pain management, who will help the young child who having seizures, for instance, you know, people with appetite, different things, right? We hear older people boil the tea for glaucoma, whether it's effective or not. But like anything, you use it and not properly, it can affect you in a bad way. Are we at risk of getting it wrong because we're playing politics with something that are going to affect people's lives?
No, sorry, that's the thing. No, the difference between ganja is that the only thing that affects your life about ganja is when you get arrested with it.
Yeah.
They don't have no ODing, they don't have no complications with taking too much ganja.
Yeah.
Ganja was the first thing used to put people on for operations.
Yeah, I didn't think I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this lie that they keep on making, like I say, they don't have no evidence to present into why they have to keep it illegal. The only thing they say is that we have to do it for our children. But guess what they do to the children when the children get caught to it? They don't give them a blight. They send them straight to jail, and then they go and they learn from, you know, it's a trauma that is put, what you call it, scared straight type of mentality, type of operation. I'm going to scare you till you don't mess with it no more. And that type of trauma, that leaves a lot on the child brain. So if they don't go jump to ganja, they go jump to alcohol. Even if they don't use ganja, they are still suspected and searched. You know what it is to lose your dignity in front of a crowd, being searched and get your balls grabbed up and all that by police searching for ganja? Ask that woman how that kind of worms feel.
Yeah,
I want to know if they love to mess with the for real ganja, man. I love Elvis, you know. I really do. But you see, when it comes to getting tongue-tied, and I'm not really into that when it comes to ganja.
Yeah, man.
You understand? So
hey, thank you.
I love my island, but they have to really try to get over. Be 15 years behind the rest of the world. I mean, you're 15 years behind Jamaica and them, so you can't even talk bad about Jamaica now. Okay, so later. Have a good day, Mr. Dwayne.
You take care, man. Take care. And like you say, he's not tongue-tied. He's passionate about what he shares. And props to the politicians, you know, like many. We expect them to do what is the popular vote. But sometimes leadership means that just like the parent, you tell the child, you know, it's not because I don't love you why you're not allowed to do this. It's because I love you is why you're not going to be allowed to do this. Well, what are we going to do? Well, let's do it right and let's do it together. Let's ensure that what is right serves our purposes now, but more importantly, our future generations. Children deserve better, and you know, it's not that we don't. To the caller that just did, one of our listeners says, "Hats off to you, young man." All right, my son. Thanks for listening. And a quick reminder on behalf of Meals on Wheels to the caller who questioned, you know, the need to provide food, you know, for our elderly. The Meals on Wheels program does that. More website volunteer and reach out and support financially and otherwise might be able to assist that growing need. I raises many questions, and this month in particular might be the time to have them asked and answered. With the growing wealth of seamless spread in the community, why is there such growing poverty? Have a wonderful afternoon. God's willing, you'll join us tomorrow for more talk today after the midday meditation. Tonight at the Intergenerational Hub at 6 p.m. part of the seniors karaoke. I think if me and Miss Susan combine our age, we might just qualify for seniorship, right? Enjoy it. God's willing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.